Good evening, Belize. It's Thursday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly and here's what's making headlines tonight. It's a significant day for Belize's security forces, with new leadership taking the helm. A new commandant has assumed command of the Belize Coast Guard, while at Price Barracks this afternoon, Anthony Velasquez officially took over as Brigadier General of the Belize Defense Force. Meanwhile, Prime Minister John Briceño breaks his silence 1 week after BTL made its pitch to Cabinet on the proposed SpeedNet merger. The Prime Minister is also speaking on an upcoming state visit by Guyanese President Irfan Ali. And heartbreak once again, another grieving mother is speaking out after her 2-month-old baby died at the Carl Kushner Memorial Hospital earlier this month. These stories and more are coming up in 60 seconds. Stay with us. News 5 starts now.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Good evening and welcome back. After 6 years at the helm, a new chapter is officially underway for the Belize Coast Guard. This morning at their headquarters in Belize City, leadership was formally handed over in a ceremonial change of command. Captain Gregory Soberanis, who has served as Vice Commandant since 2019, is now stepping into the role of Commandant, taking on the responsibility of guarding the force forward. The ceremony drew top government officials, members of the diplomatic corps, the armed services, and proud family and friends. News 5's Shane Williams was there for the passing of the sword and brings us the highlights.
20 years ago, the Belize Coast Guard began with just 50 men and women drawn from the Belize Police Department and the Maritime Wing of the Belize Defense Force, united by one bold vision to protect Belize's seas. Under the leadership of retired Brigadier General Cedric Borland, that dream took root. Fast forward to today, the Coast Guard has grown into a world-class maritime force, expanding in numbers, vessels, responsibilities, and bases across the country. Now entrusted with carrying that legacy forward is Rear Admiral Gregory Soberanis. He says the foundation laid by those before him has more than prepared him for the task ahead.
This has been a moment that I've been looking forward to for quite some time, really, because our career development plan really prepares you. It develops you, trains you to really take command someday. And so really it's this is a moment and time where the institution and the government of Belize really invest with our international partners in military officers with the hope that one day at some point you'll have that continuity of command.
In 2016, Soberanis attended the prestigious United States Naval War College. He graduated with honors and won the Leadership Award for International Students. He also holds a master's degree in International Strategic Studies from the National Defense University in Washington, D.C. Experience, he says, will help guide a bolder vision for the Belize Coast Guard.
We definitely looked for, we look to greater partnership with key stakeholders. We definitely want to look at maintaining that course of true north. Being committed to our national responsibilities, how we continue to shift the culture in the Coast Guard and how we continue to shape the organization in the Coast Guard to be able to meet these evolving and current threats that we face in the maritime domain. One of the things that we definitely want to do is to engage our partners more. We believe that greater collaboration, greater cooperation will definitely be able to have us be more effective, more efficient, more productive in our maritime domain. And it's engaging not only our domestic partners, but engaging our international partners as well.
Prime Minister John Briceño has consistently praised Soberanis' leadership and professionalism, expressing confidence that he will lead the force toward a promising future.
Mr. Soberanis is quite an impressive gentleman, and I was quite impressed when he recited the Lord is my shepherd, and with such vigor and such confidence and such emotion. And kind of gives you a little sense on the man. You know, there's a Christian man, a man that believes in God, and I believe that once you have those basic strong principles in you, would allow you to be able to serve the people, to serve the Coast Guard and the sailors and the people of Belize to his best of his abilities.
Every man and woman that serves relies on the strong support from family, who sacrifice just as much, maybe even more, when duty calls. A proud Darlene Graham recalls knowing early on that her son was meant to do remarkable things.
I know my son works very hard. He gave all his diligence, everything for Coast Guard. Coast Guard was his life. He was always willing to travel whenever he was asked to travel. And coming back and was awarded this great accomplishment, I feel like I receive it with him too. He was destined for greatness because I can recall as a young boy, we were all prepared to go to church and it started to rain. And I told my kids, you know what? Let's get undressed. And he said, no, we will have church right here. So he let us all sit down in the house and he did just like he was a young pastor that night. And that night, you know, I pondered in my heart, I said, my son will be a leader one day.
His sister Judith Soberanis served their Burrell Boom community as a teacher for many years. Traveling from the US, she stepped away from her teaching duties to support her big brother, calling it a proud moment not just for their family, but for the whole community.
As a village boy, Mitchell was always a leader to the youths, always supportive, positive. You know, all the youths look up to him. And the village is celebrating this moment along with him as well. Everybody is so happy for him. And like what I said, it is a great honor and pleasure to be here.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Today also marked a significant milestone for the Belize Defense Force as it celebrated 48 years of service to the nation. The occasion was highlighted by a time-honored change of command ceremony at the Sir Colville Young Parade Square at Price Barracks. In a formal military parade steeped in tradition, Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez officially took over the reins as commander of the BDF, succeeding Brigadier General Azariel Loria. The ceremony, held in tandem with the force's anniversary celebrations, signaled both a moment of reflection and a new chapter in leadership for Belize's military.
This afternoon, all eyes were on Price Barracks, where the parade square came alive with the sound of military music and the precision of ceremonial marches. The Belize Defense Force officially ushered in a new era of leadership during its change of command ceremony.
And to the best of my ability,
discharge my duties
as
Commander, Belize Defense Force.
Belize Defense Force.
Brigadier General Antonio Velasquez was formally installed as the new BDF commander, taking on the responsibility of leading the force forward. As he assumed the role, Velasquez spoke about his commitment to serve with honor and to lead in a way that benefits all Belizeans.
To the soldiers of the Belize Defense Force, you carry the honor of the Belize Defense Force every day, in every remote corner of this jewel, in every mission. Your discipline, your courage, your commitment, and your sacrifice are the backbone of this institution. I have been an amazed witness time and time again to the fact that the soldier of the Belize Defense Force can do miracles with limited resources. Enough respect, my brothers and sisters. As your commander, I pledge to lead with integrity, clarity, and unwavering dedication. Together, we will strengthen this force, protect our nation, and build a future worthy of Belize.
As the Belize Defense Force celebrates its 48th anniversary, it's also looking ahead, getting ready to recruit 150 new soldiers. Prime Minister John Brisenia, in his remarks, highlighted just how essential the force is in safeguarding the nation.
This anniversary provides us another opportunity to declare that we remain strong, resilient, and ready to protect our nation and our values. Over the past year, the BDF has demonstrated once again that it is a force that rises to every challenge. When our northern frontier demanded heightened vigilance, the BDF responded. Our message was clear: Belize will always defend its borders. When the Belize Police Department required reinforcement to maintain law and order in our streets in Belize City, the BDF stepped up and deployed to support our police.
Brigadier General Anthony Velasquez joined the Belize Defense Force in 1992, beginning his career as a private soldier. He officially assumed command today, succeeding Brigadier General Azariel Loria, who has led the BDF since 2022. Loria took time to reflect on his years at the helm.
And most importantly, we achieved parity in salaries and emoluments across soldier and officer brackets. These initiatives enable the ongoing evolution of a positive military culture that is a work in progress. The past 4 years were unusual and demanding. You worked harder than what was once considered the norm. However, that hard work has been worth it. We have implemented systematic changes that have visibly improved our work ethics. There is a positive gradual change in our military culture, and a strengthening of the core values that we hold dear.
Velasquez emphasized that his ascension is the result of the support and mentorship he has received throughout his career.
Over the past 31 plus years in this organization, I have found meaning and purpose. Our BDF values, our unwavering dedication to service, and our faith have become an indelible part of my character. As long as I have health and strength, I will continue to serve each and every soldier of the Belize Defense Force and this beautiful nation of Belize.
The change of command ceremony not only signifies the passing of authority and responsibility from one commander to the next, but also marks a new beginning for the Belize Defense Force as Velasquez continues Laria's work while leading with a fresh vision and purpose. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
Belize's maritime front lines are heating up, and the country's new Coast Guard commandant is stepping into the role at a critical moment. From growing drug trafficking activity along the northern border to ongoing tension and intimidation from Guatemala's Navy in the south, the challenges span both ends of Belize's waters. Rear Admiral Gregory Soberanes says protecting Belize's territorial integrity and sovereignty will be front and center as he takes command. Here's what he says he's up against.
Those are some of the things that we'll be looking at to ensure that our national ensign is flying high at all, not only Hunting Key, but all of our forward operating bases and stations. That is important. It speaks to our sovereignty and it speaks to our national identity. So yes, flags will be flying, those national ensigns will be flying at our forward operating bases. As it relates to issues that we face with Guatemala, those are issues that really it's at the strategic level. It's addressed by our ministry and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and based on decisions by the government of Belize, they are the ones who derive these policies that the Coast Guard will operationalize. Not only the Coast Guard, but Belize Defense Force as well. We work closely with the Belize Defense Force in that southern sector. And really, it's not for us to escalate the situation there. It's for us to establish and assert our presence. Because it is Sarstoon and that area is an area for us that we will continue to maintain presence as long as the government of Belize directs us to do so.
The new Coast Guard commandant says asserting Belize's presence at sea is non-negotiable. Rear Admiral Soberanes says the Coast Guard will maintain a strong, visible patrol across Belize's waters, working closely with the BDF and following government direction to uphold sovereignty and avoid unnecessary escalation, especially in the Sarstoon. Coming up, PM Briceño responds after BTL meeting and protests. More when we return.
Our Belize City is growing because of continued investment. From rehabilitated streets to expanding neighborhoods, significant investments are improving how our city functions and how our communities live. In the last 2 years alone, more than 250 streets have been rehabilitated, representing almost $34 million invested directly in physical infrastructure that improves access and quality of life. At the same time, the city continues to expand. Developments such as the Holy Emmanuel area, also known as Gungulung, reflect increased demand for land and housing as Belize City expands in a more sustainable and resilient way. These planned developments support safer communities and long-term sustainability, contributing to rising property values across the city. Under the Town's Property Evaluation Act, property values are required to be reviewed every 5 years. The last valuation adjustment was done in 2013. This adjustment simply brings property values closer to today's market reality, while the tax rate itself remains unchanged. Let's break it down. For a vacant property valued at $25,000, we charged an annual 2% rate, which works out to a payment of $500. Under the new assessment, the property value has appreciated by 40%, making the property now worth $35,000. Therefore, the new amount to be paid will be 2% of $35,000, which works out to $700. For an occupied property valued at $25,000, we charge an annual 10% rate, which works out to $2,500. Under the new assessment, the property's value has appreciated by 18%, making the property now worth $29,500. Therefore, the new amount to be paid will be 10% of $29,500, which works out to $2,950. To support property owners, your Belize City Council is encouraging residents to take advantage of the ongoing property tax prepayment incentives. Property owners receive 15% off in January, 10% off in February, and 5% in March. And senior citizens receive a 35% discount year-round. Remember, this adjustment represents an appreciation in your property's worth, not a change in tax rates, ensuring continued investment in your city while providing valuable data for informing investors, municipal bondholders, and individual credit assessments. And we want residents to know the law provides a clear mechanism for review and appeal if needed. Those who believe their valuation does not fairly reflect their property have the right to engage the Belize City Valuation Appeals Board. Your Belize City Council remains committed to openness, accountability, and ensuring that growth is managed fairly for everyone. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
This morning in Belize City, reporters caught up with Prime Minister John Bersenio. And naturally, there were questions waiting. That comes after BTL executives met with Cabinet last Tuesday in Belmopan, a meeting that has since sparked concerns across several sectors. While the Prime Minister wasn't eager to field an extended round of questions, reporters pressed on, asking about the outcome of Tuesday's protest and the way forward. He also made it clear that BTL will not be taking on any of SpeedNet's liabilities. Here's how that exchange unfolded.
I've always said we live in a democratic country, and anybody that believes that they want to protest, it is their constitutional right to do so. And all I ask is that to do it within the scope of the law.
We have several sectors coming out against the proposed acquisition: NTUCB, NIAB, the other unions, as well as independent senators and the opposition. will you still encourage the BTL chairman to go through with this deal?
It's not a matter of me encouraging. As I said, we are allowing for the process to proceed. At the end of the day, we have also a responsibility to not only to BTL but to Social Security. As was pointed out to us presently, Social Security is having a rate of return on the equity on the money that they invested about 2%, and they believe that by consolidating the industry, that will be able to increase to about between 9 and 11%. So to ensure that Social Security and all of us that pay to Social Security will be able to get back our investment.
But you have publicly endorsed the deal.
I have not publicly endorsed this deal. I have said all along, let the process proceed. And they came to cabinet, they spoke to us for about 2 hours and a half. They answered every single question that ministers had, and they left to our satisfaction. But as a cabinet, we have said let the process continue, and then when the members of the board of directors of BTL meet, that then they can make a decision based on, because they do have a fiduciary responsibility to BTL to do what they believe is in the best interest of BTL, and that's, I think, important for us to know.
So then we'd be buying assets and liabilities?
No, as from what we're told, no liabilities. It's simply just the assets. It's cash flow that you buy, not in that kind of business.
Do you know by when
can we continue?
Consultations and cabinet announced?
I don't want to continue in a discussion with you all. I've said what I think I could say, because whatever I say, then try to misinterpret it.
PM Briceño is signaling changes ahead for Belize's telecommunications industry. Today, he revealed that new legislation is now being drafted to regulate pricing for telecom and broadband services, a move sparked by concerns raised by the Public Utilities Commission amid the proposed BTL SpeedNet acquisition. And according to the Prime Minister, these regulations are coming no matter how that deal turns out. He says the goal is to protect consumers from arbitrary price increases and ensure fairness across the industry. The Prime Minister also touched on questions surrounding Starlink and access to internet services in underserved areas. Here's more from that exchange with reporters.
The SI, there was a cabinet paper on Tuesday. Whilst I can't go into great details because it's going to be made public. What the PUC is saying now is that BTL, with them being more than about 68% of telecoms and 50% of broadband, they are the dominant service provider. So irrespective of what happens, we have to have better regulations in the industry to ensure that that consumers are not taken advantage of and that they just don't raise prices arbitrarily, and that there has to be a process to be able to do that. It is important for our citizens to understand that we need to protect their interests. And how you do that protection is through the Public Utilities Commission. They do that for energy, they do that for water, and now they're going to do it for both broadband and telecommunications.
Has Elon Musk's company sought any change in license to be a bigger provider in Belize?
I don't know, you'd have to check with the Public Utilities Commission, but what we have said in Cabinet is that if somebody applies for their services from Starlink, that we should allow them to have it if it is not in an area where they have access to the services that Belizean companies provide.
The Prime Minister says those pricing regulations are coming regardless of how the BTL SpeedNet deal plays out, stressing that consumer protection comes first. He also added that Starlink services could be allowed in areas where local providers don't yet reach, leaving those decisions in the hands of the Public Utilities Commission. Guyana's rapid rise as an oil-powered economic force is bringing its president to Belize this weekend. President Irfan Ali arrives on Sunday for an official visit aimed at strengthening ties between the two CARICOM partners, at a time when Guyana's transformation is drawing regional attention. Prime Minister John Briceño says the focus will be on practical cooperation, from agriculture and tourism to education, as Belize looks to benefit from Guyana's growth and explore new opportunities for regional collaboration.
It's kind of ironic now because at one time nobody wanted to go to Guyana. Now everybody wants to go to Guyana. Guyana is a beautiful country. I have managed to go into the interior And yes, I remember going to Georgetown the first time in the mid-2000s. And it reminds me so much of Belize City. You know, it reminds me so much of Belize City. But now, because of the tremendous wealth that they have discovered with oil, the country is being transformed. What we're hoping to work with Guyana is to be able to have some agreements, obviously in agriculture, in tourism, in education, and other areas where we can be able to cooperate. Oil, well, that's something that we probably would have to discuss regionally to see if there's anything that can be done. I wish you could have another PetroCaribe program, but I think that's highly unlikely.
The Prime Minister says Guyana's oil-driven growth presents real opportunities for Belize, especially in areas like agriculture, tourism, and education. President Irfan Ali's visit on Sunday is expected to explore those partnerships as regional leaders look for ways to share the benefits of Guyana's transformation. When it comes to constituency development funds, not all areas receive the same amount, and that has raised questions about how those funds are allocated. Prime Minister John Briceño's Orange Walk Central receives the largest monthly share, even though it isn't one of the country's biggest constituencies. That detail came into sharper focus after a Freedom of Information request submitted by social activist Jerry Enriquez, who was also seeking receipts for how the money was spent. Today, the Prime Minister explained why his constituency receives a larger allocation and why those receipts weren't immediately handed over. Here's how he responded to the concerns.
What has happened is that what we have done, and we did not hide it, we said it in government, the constituencies, what we did, we put them, I think, in 3 different categories depending on the number of votes that you have. That is one. And then we cited on the different ways that you can spend that money. Thirdly, we are very, very strict that if you do not give your receipts and you do not report how you spend that money, you do not get any more money until that has happened. A number of area representatives were upset because we were not giving them the money, and I've said it in cabinet, I've said it in caucuses. Everybody, including myself, we have to report every dollar that we get to, first it was to Mrs. Garcia and now to the Cabinet Secretary. Now, as to the receipts, we have to make sure that the receipts are properly documented. And I know that somebody said, well, the Prime Minister, you will get extra money. Of late, I was getting some extra money simply because everybody in the country asked me for help, not only Orange Walk Central. And so I use that money to be helping people in Toledo, in our Belize City, all over for sports, education, health, you name it. And that is the only reason. But this is done by proportion on the amount of votes that you have, registered votes, and that's 3 categories. And even the opposition gets that money. I need to add, when we were in opposition, we got zero. We got nothing from the government.
So then why haven't those receipts been provided to Enriquez, who requested them?
Do you know how much receipts we're talking? We're talking about thousands, tens of thousands of receipts. And obviously, we are going to be spending all day providing receipts. I think what is important is to provide them with the monies that have been provided by, which is also, whilst it's not been detailed in the budget, we give them detailed by constituency what they get.
Invite him to go and look them over?
Well, that is something, of course, if he wants to come and look them over, he's happy. We're happy for him to go and through. It's several filing cabinets that you have to look at. It's a lot.
The Prime Minister says the higher allocation to Orange Walk Central isn't about favoritism, but about voter numbers and broader demands on his office. He also defended the delay in releasing receipts, saying the volume is massive, but insists the records are there and available for review. Still, the explanation is unlikely to quiet ongoing calls for more transparency in how constituency funds are distributed and spent. After the break, a Kamalote man's journey back through poetry. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
This year, Belize felt more connected than ever. We stood with the moments that shape us, our culture, our youth, our stories. And we lifted young dreams even higher, powered by advancement and possibility. Everywhere, Belize is growing, and as the nation evolves, so does the way we connect. This year, Belize showed its light, and we were honored to drive innovation across the country. As we look ahead, our promise is simple: to unite communities, nurture dreams, and continue leading Belize's digital transformation. From our Digi family to yours, wishing you a bright and prosperous 2026.
Happy New Year!
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. There will also be a bike rally throughout the streets of Blue Creek and Belize City on February 7th and 14th respectively. All participants will get a free oil change. Check out our Facebook page for more details. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February, only at Benquit Equipment Parts Service.
The Vital Statistics Unit is undergoing a digital transformation. This transformation is designed to make accessing vital records faster, easier, more efficient, and more affordable for all Belizeans. The CRVS offers 3 main types of services. You can register births, deaths, marriages, adoptions, and even apply for a deed poll to legally change your name. You can make amendments and corrections to existing records. Information services cover the issuance of various certificates for records that are already registered. Each certificate will now include a unique QR code, which can be scanned and verified. You will also receive regular updates on your application status via email or SMS. The new CRVS, digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. To learn more, visit our website and start using the CRVS today.
can a precision-engineered and sustainably made tire change your world? A tire that gives you strength and safety when you need it most.
What we learn on the track, we innovate.
For the road, bringing next-level quality and reliability to every drive. At GT, we believe our tires can deeply improve the driving experience for each and every one of us, whatever our goals. Enjoy driving. GT Tire.
In the quiet village of Camalote, one man's journey proves that sometimes the words we write in our darkest moments can light the way forward. For Oliver Shiloh Wiltshire, poetry became more than an outlet. It became a second chance. After years away from the path that once defined him, those forgotten verses would help lead him back, inspiring a new creative mission rooted in faith, struggle, and resilience. Tonight, News 5's Paul Lopez brings us his powerful story in this edition of Belize on Real.
It was the late, great Bob Marley who once said, "You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only option." For Camalote resident Oliver Wiltshire, those words couldn't ring truer. Life has thrown its fair share of challenges his way, and through it all, he found solace on the page. For more than 30 years now, poetry has been his refuge, an outlet for pain, reflection, and ultimately perseverance.
I'm going to take this promised land and establish a prosperous plan, build a house in tribute to the Almighty One, tearing down the works of Babylon. I'm not ashamed, I ain't scared. This is my ambition. This ain't no secret weapon. I don't even like to hear the word weapon, but it seems like that is what a lot of men reckon.
A former semi-pro athlete, high school teacher, and village council chairman, Wiltshire lost his way for almost a decade. It was revisiting those poems, written during moments of struggle and reflection, that ultimately set him on a new path.
After I gone stray, all my writing and my passion was under my bed for like almost 10 years. Wow. And it was when I started to look back into myself and start to haul out these writings and start to read them. It was then that I decided to say the reading speak to me in terms of my experience.
Poems Wiltshire penned years earlier would later carry the messages that helped save his own life. And now he is on a mission to bring those writings to a global audience. Part of doing that means transforming his poems into songs.
Stepping on the promised land for build a righteous plan, a house for the Almighty One, that is the vision. Tearing down Babylon, work with spiritual precision. I'm not ashamed, no fear in a mid-direction. Ambition strong, this ain't no secret weapon. I don't like the talk about weapon, but that's what some men reckon.
Wiltshire has now teamed up with Luke Jr. Rebel Banner to turn those poems into music. Junior Rebel left an indelible mark on Belize's music industry 15 years ago as a member of the popular duo Instruments of Love. Like his current business partner, for Rebel this is a return marked by growth and fresh perspectives on life.
Coming back onto the scene now, I'm more focused, more mature, writing-wise, mentality-wise, you know, views towards the music-wise, much more mature and much more confident and, you know, excited to what I could deliver when it comes to music.
It's one of the songs where we mastered last week. So whatever vocals you want to practice, you could hear it. Even if it's just the background they play. So you could try getting that vibes, you know. And even if you get in that vibe, so you could get the song perfect.
Assad DJ Dice Patnet has also embraced the vision. Growing up in Kamalote village, he was exposed to Wilshire's poems from a very young age. And now he is the mastermind behind the engineering and marketing at Shiloh Productions.
I really think that's something unique, right? That's why I actually get in at this to help them guys, because when they bring the vision to me, and I'm like, yo, it's never done before. And I know they too for years, you know. I'm younger than Bali, but let's they chant their poem to me for a young boy. You understand? So now today they hear their poem.
And if you're wondering where Wilshire gets his inspiration, the answer is from life experiences and books. Lots of books. This well-worn Bible has inspired him for decades, alongside lessons drawn from religious texts and the works of Belizean authors. In the end, those poems stored away in a simple cardboard box could amount to more than 30 volumes.
That is my ultimate goal, to get this message out of the book, and through music and through literature and through poetry and things like that. So that, regardless of your religion, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your nationality or your race, this is a book that all those different sects can relate to.
The project is already underway as the team works to secure support to upgrade their studio equipment and fully bring the vision to life. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Tonight, another grieving mother is coming forward, sharing the heartbreaking final hours of her baby's life inside the neonatal intensive care unit at the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital. Alicia Quillen says she brought her 2-month-old son, Damani, to KHMH on January 8th, after he stopped feeding following a referral from a public clinic. What followed, she describes, was an agonizing wait, hours with a distressed, crying baby before help arrived, and only after other mothers in the room demanded urgent attention. By the time Damani was finally treated, Quillen says her son received a blood transfusion using a donation nearly a month old. Hours later, her baby was dead. Tonight, through her grief, this mother is finding the strength to speak out and call for justice.
They said they want me to do a blood transfusion. So I tell her, them don't tell me that blood transfusion is not safe for kids. So I asked the lady, I said, Miss, when she come back, she said that the only blood we have here, my baby blood type, is a blood that is 29 days old. And she said that, so she said, I asked her, I said, Miss, would that be safe? Because I don't know about those stuff. She said, I already consulted with 2 other doctors and they said to let me give him an injection so he doesn't have any major reaction to the blood transfusion. I said, okay then, well, they're the professionals, so I had to go with what they say. I did not sleep that whole night. I was up. My baby was holding my hand. I was looking at him. I was talking to him, telling him that mommy's here, I love you. And then, like, my baby made a move the whole while. Like, I said, give her this, because they give her 7 injections with the, before the blood transfusion. They said 5 sedative, and I don't remember the other 2 injections. So when they gave her that, and then the blood transfusion, I said, my baby, like, he stopped moving, they said nothing again, like how he made talk to me before. Because baby, you might say, and how baby to talk because you're only 2 months, but baby makes songs like, yeah. So we made do that because I made a video and everything. And then I see my baby just there to watch me, like he not move or nothing. Then I see hand the glitch, like, so I said maybe that because he cool, so I put a hand under the well warmer what they have. I put a hand under that. Then you see just start move fast. Then I see my baby just start move right then and there. Then I get my phone because I never know what to do. Because the lady they eat and I said she try press it. But I don't say that, like I literally say my baby stop breathing.
News 5 has reached out to officials at the KHMH and the Ministry of Health for comment, but up to news time, no response has been received. This is now the 3rd infant death we've reported on this week, all from the same time period. Minister of Health and Wellness Kevin Bernard says he is looking into the matter. We'll have more from Alicia Quillen tomorrow, and we continue to seek answers from the authorities. When we return, PM pushes stronger laws after BPO scam expose.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Man, that's me. My data and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures. Customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter. Smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights. Distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Tonight, a News 5 investigation is putting renewed pressure on government to act. We were the first to expose a sophisticated credit card scam tied to Belize's BPO sector. an operation that has left businesses counting their losses. Our reporting uncovered multiple victims and included rare insight from a former BPO employee who admitted to stealing dozens of credit card information. Now, the Prime Minister says Belize's laws don't go far enough to stop these crimes and agrees it's time for tougher, targeted legislation to go after scammers head-on.
We need to go after anyone that's coming, not only our citizens, but people outside of Belize from these BPOs. We have to be grateful to the BPO industry that presently they are providing more than 20,000 jobs. Salaries have surpassed $150 million a year, so we need to protect them. We need to ensure that they can feel safe to operate here. So whatever the problem may be, we need to look into it. Lee Mark Chang, I consider him a friend, although we're from opposite sides, but he has never called me and complained about it and what we can do. I know one or two persons have spoken to me that they have spoken to the police, but I think we need to put more in place. How is it that we can go after these scammers, and we need to go to them to the full extent of the law.
The Prime Minister says scammers targeting the BPO sector must be dealt with firmly, not just to protect victims, but to safeguard an industry that employs thousands of Belizeans. He agrees current laws fall short and says tougher legislation is needed to go after offenders to the full extent of the law. After weeks of uncertainty, conservationists are breathing a sigh of relief tonight. The Friends for Conservation and Development has had its research permit for macaws renewed, clearing the way for its work to continue. Prime Minister John Bersenio says earlier tensions between the group and a private logging company caused the delay. But that issue has now been resolved, and government is looking to expand its partnership with the FCD.
FCD, I've always said FCD is a very good partner in development, and we need to do everything possible to cooperate with them. And what has happened was that, they were working in an area that when it was given to a private logger that's doing sustainable logging in the area, and he was concerned that there could be that if they're walking around if they're moving in that area when these trucks are putting off these logs, that probably people can get hurt. But we worked it out, and that's important. Right now we are working now on the Las Cuevas Research Station to allow them to be able to have another long-term agreement, and also to allow them to do more like what we want to call educational tourism, that students can come and stay there while they're doing their research, or professors to be able to be a part of what they're doing. That is pretty much almost finished. We found a new area where they're going to set up their headquarters, close to FCD, close to Chalio, by the Chalio Dam in that area, with the BDF consent and a visitor center. So we've been working very closely with them. I feel very strongly about the work that they do. They started off when I was a minister. I helped them in so many ways. So I do feel I have a vested interest in seeing that they continue the fantastic work that they've been doing.
Bersenio says the issue that delayed the permit has been resolved, and government is now strengthening its partnership with the Friends for Conservation and Development. He says plans are already underway to expand the group's research, education, and conservation work going forward. Reports of customs officers cutting unearthable deals with car importers are nothing new. In fact, they've been around for years. That long-standing concern is what pushed the Bersenio administration to roll out new regulations, tightening the rules by limiting officers' discretion and requiring duties to be calculated based on the actual transaction value. But despite those changes, reports suggest the hustle may still be alive and well within the department. Today, Prime Minister John Bersenio says his government is now exploring another approach, one that would lower taxes on newer model vehicles and hopefully discourage the continued importation of salvaged cars.
No, I'm not aware of it. I just heard about it. But I would like what I told, what I said to the media when it comes to the police officer, Powell. Yeah, that he said he had evidence. I told him he needs to go to the DPP. This gentleman needs to go to the DPP or to the police and lodge a formal complaint and so that we can deal with it. We are trying to fix that problem. Over a year ago, we were changing where you said car dealers, or import everybody, most people that when they bring in their cars, they bring like a bill of sale, I think, and not bring the actual document that shows what they paid for it. And so we've changed the law back then to ensure that they have to do that. Last year there was a great uproar from the car dealers. They said they were not given enough notice to be able to prepare. Well, we have given them more than a year's notice. We've started to implement it, but it does not end there. Because when you start to look at there are two things that we have to look at. One is to be able to start to encourage newer vehicles to come in. So we need to be able to reduce look at how we can reduce the taxes on the newer vehicles that will be able to last longer in Belize. Trying to see how we can discourage salvage vehicles to come here. Salvage vehicles cannot run in the United States, and most countries in Central America and the Caribbean do not allow salvage vehicles to come into Belize, into their countries. It's unfortunate in some instances. There are several instances when people are sold a vehicle that was salvaged and they do not know. And then, 3 months later, 6 months later, they find out that something is wrong. I bought one of them for my wife when she was in Houston. And I gave a true story. I did a vehicle for her when she was studying. And then like 3 months later, she was noticing that the whole radiator was rattling and they had other problems. When we sent it for it to be looked at, they saw that they had it tied up with wire. We need to look at how we can better regulate that, reduce the tax, and remove the subjectivity of custom officers. And it's already started because one or two people, colleagues, have asked me if you can help, and they said, no, you can't. That's the law. That's the tax.
Prime Minister John Bersenio says anyone with evidence of corruption must formally report it, while his government moves ahead with plans to reduce taxes on newer vehicles and curb the importation of salvage cars in an effort to clean up customs practices. Last week, the Belize Police Department held its first ComStat presentation of the year, a report that lays out crime statistics from 2025 and compares them to the year before, offering what's meant to be a clearer picture of crime trends across the country. But this time around, there was something noticeably missing. Members of the media were not involved, leaving no opportunity to question or clarify the numbers presented. Today, we put that concern directly to the Minister of Home Affairs, Oscar Mira. His response? He says he's not sure why the media was excluded.
I do not know. That was my first ComStat that I was invited as well by the Commissioner of Police. I have not, I didn't know that you were not invited. I will ask the Commissioner of Police why. I think it's important that the media is invited and that they can go through the statistics that we have compiled for the year.
This was the first time in years that the media hasn't been invited. So you're saying as a minister you weren't aware that we were not given the invitation to come?
It was also my first time that I have been invited. As you know, I have been at that ministry for the past probably about 2 months. So I was also invited and I went there. If I had known the media was not invited, I would have been the one to make sure that the Commissioner of Police invites you.
Okay, so how do you feel about the numbers?
As you know, the police department, unfairly so, is always judged by statistics. They're always judged by the amount of robberies that happen. They're always judged by the amount of murders that happen. What we cannot quantify is the amount of crime that the police department can prevent by doing certain operations, by doing certain patrols, which is, understandable. You cannot count something that never happened. But I believe that as you saw the numbers, I think we were one less in murders, and we are also down in major crime. There's a lot more to do. I am aware that there's a lot more that we can do. We have been working very, very hard in making sure that we solve most of those murders that have happened. It is a priority for me whenever something happens, especially when it comes to murder, that the police department can have a thorough investigation that can lead to an arrest and that can lead to charges and ultimately for a conviction.
Prime Minister John Bersenio says he has no personal connection to the American oil investor who was briefly detained by police at the Philip Gosen International Airport after a firearm was discovered in his luggage. Reports indicate the investor arrived in Belize on a private jet for what were described as potential business discussions. Today, the Prime Minister told reporters he has never met or spoken with the individual, but says he would have been open to a meeting had there been a serious investment proposal on the table. He also explained what authorities were told happened at the airport and how the matter was ultimately handled.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, more than what you have in the news. I've never met this gentleman. I've never spoken to him. But I'm sure that if he had come in and asked for an appointment, quite likely to do a serious investment, it's quite likely I would have listened to him. But what I've been told by the Minister of Police is simply that he had a licensed firearm from the United States, and it seems that either he did not know about it, that you have to report it in Belize, or that he simply forgot. So what did we do? We confiscated the weapons and the weapon and the bullets, and we handed over to the U.S. Embassy, and then he was allowed to go home.
The Belize Police Department is now investigating itself after a small but serious breach at the Orange Walk Police Station. Just over a gram of cocaine, evidence seized during a police operation, was reported missing after it was never properly logged and handed over to exhibit keepers. Instead, police say it was placed in a personal locker, where another officer later accessed and removed it. Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado has confirmed the internal investigation. And today, Minister of Home Affairs Oscar Mira told News 5 the drugs have since been recovered, blaming the incident on an officer's failure to follow established protocol.
That is under investigation. However, the report that I received was that it is not missing. It is there. It was just a police officer who had put it on the desk in a drawer, and another police officer went and sent it to the exhibit keeper. So it is accounted for as far as the information that I got from the Commissioner of Police. But an investigation is happening to ensure that we follow the proper protocols. It cannot be that you just leave evidence lying around. So that is going to be investigated to ensure that proper procedures are followed.
What is the procedure that should have been followed in that case?
No, when you have evidence, those evidence should follow a chain of custody and eventually end up at the keeper's or the exhibit keeper's possession to be signed for by the exhibit keeper from the person that took it there. I think that in this particular instance, that procedure was not followed, and an internal investigation is happening to ensure that police follow the proper procedure.
Up next, when is electricity coming to Rivera area?
Enhanced service and faster sickness benefit claim processing are at your fingertips with SSB's healthcare feature, accessible via the My Social Security self-service portal. Your convenience during illness is key. Now your doctor can certify your period of illness, and your employer can confirm your employment details digitally, eliminating the need to visit our office. But wait, it gets better. You can also review the medical certificate provided by your doctor in your My Social Security account, along with real-time processing updates, keeping you informed. To ensure a smooth process, always review your electronic medical certificate before you hit submit. Upon submission, your employer is notified via email of your claim submitted to SSB and must respond within 48 hours for your claim to be automatically processed. For more information, check out our guides on our website and YouTube pages. Social Security at your fingertips.
That's me. My data that I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
Start your day the right way with your morning boost. Get moving with energizing workouts, refreshing yoga sessions, and easy tips to keep your mind and body in balance. From fitness to personal growth and positivity, we're here to kickstart your mornings with motivation that lasts all day. Wake up to wellness. Your morning boost, every day at 6 a.m.
In the heart of the Cayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
For decades, family in Belmopan's Rivera community have been living in the dark, literally. Residents say generations have grown up without electricity, making it hard to work from home, power basic appliances, or even walk safely through the neighborhood at night. While a few households have managed to connect by paying for their own power lines, nearly 40 families are still without reliable electricity. Today we asked Belmopan Area Representative Oscar Mira why progress has been so slow and when residents can expect change. Here's what he had to say.
Part of Rivera, it's not all of Rivera, so it's part of Rivera that does not have electricity. And part of the problem was that the area was not surveyed. The area had no infrastructure, had no roads infrastructure. I was lobbying for that electricity to go in there, and I was told by Belize Electricity Limited there needs to be a road. I did the road, and after speaking to BL, they said, well, nobody has applied, you know. So I encouraged residents there to apply. So I know for a fact that now one resident has applied to PUC for electricity, and with that one application that they have received, I am now lobbying BL again to make sure that they can put the electricity in that area. It's something that is ongoing. As I said, it's not an easy venture to do because of the lack of roads that was there before. Now that we have it and now that one person has applied, I think BL would be, it would be easier for BL to put electricity there. So my lobbying still continues. I have committed to ensuring that I do whatever is possible. I wish that I could do it faster. I wish that I had the authority to just say BL go and put in the polls, but that is not so. And the process is very, very long. And I just hope that we have some patience. It's been a long time, and it is not the only area in Belmopan that doesn't have electricity. Belmopan is growing so fast. And in the area of my Mopan, there's also areas that don't have electricity, don't have water. And we're working with the utility companies to ensure that we get those utilities back there as well.
Questions are mounting around government advisor Aaron Guzman. His $70,000 contract, already flagged last year as likely ending in February, was questioned for its necessity. And now Guzman is under fresh scrutiny after admitting his sons cut down about 15 trees without a permit. Today, Home Affairs Minister Oscar Mira weighed in on the growing controversy.
The contract for Mr. Guzman, at this point in time, contract was not done by me. That is done by the Office of the Prime Minister. I have not advised them to renew that contract, so it will be left up to the Office of the Prime Minister to renew or not to renew.
Okay, so even if you don't advise, they can still go forward with it?
Well, I don't sign the contract, so of course, it's their prerogative. If they can ask for my advice, I can give them my advice.
Okay, and so we know the Forestry Department recently stopped an illegal logging operation that was happening at his farm, including confiscating a sawmill. Can you speak on that, or can you comment on that?
No, I cannot comment on that. I don't know the details, and I think it wouldn't be right for me to comment on something that I don't know. It had nothing to do with the police department. That was forestry operation, and I think the best person to ask the Forest Department.
And were you aware of it, though?
I was aware of it through a report that I saw. Yes, it was on the news as well as on. But it wasn't a police-led operation.
Okay. And did you ever confront him about it by chance?
No, I haven't confronted him.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.